I do have insurance. Welcome to In Tandem with Chloe Radcliffe. My guest today is Kate Sisk. Woo!
Well, I thought my helmet was so cool, and they all have the same one. Like a rental group of tourists all have my very cool helmet that I got for Christmas.
Well, that's because they are also very cool. Like, I'm gonna kill a bird.
Well, because out of anger?
Yeah, I guess you probably couldn't see it. There was a bird that was sitting on the street right in front of the wheel. Wait, give me like a minute overview of how you got your start in comedy.
Growing up, my mom put me in like after school theater,
Sure.
which I loved. And then in middle school, I was like, I'll try out for the plays. But the play was like, every year was a musical. Oh,
For-
I'm gonna kill a bird.
Gonna kill a bird.
Anyway, I never made the play. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna move to New York City and do improv at UCB.
Yeah.
Which I did, and then I fell in love with stand-up.
Somebody was telling me that their parent had sex with some famous British rock star.
not
you.
my
Okay.
mother. Or my father, for that matter. I know those British rock stars kind of gay.
I gotta ask my parents if they ever had sex with anybody cool.
My mom had a longtime boyfriend who owns a sandwich shop now.
That's awesome.
Pretty good.
That's very cool.
Actually, he gave me a free sandwich. It was really good.
Was he like, hey, I used to bang your mom?
No.
Have one on me. Hey, have a salami, you know?
He's like, want to suck down a 12-inch sub, honey?
Yeah. I used to stick my pork in hers, so, you know, you have some of this ham. Yeah, you want me to keep talking about this? Why is it so haunting to think of our parents having sex? Because it's not, like, you know, on principle, I should want, I hate it. I can't even say it. Why is it so revolting?
Huh.
My poor parents have to sit through me talking about sex on stage constantly. But then I'm
Right.
like,
That's true.
like, it's very unfair. They've heard the
It is
absolute
so one-sided.
filthiest shit from me.
They've heard the bit about somebody hiking a leotard up your ass crack.
Yes, they've heard a bit about a stranger coming on my face. They've heard, it's the worst of the worst. They've heard absolute filth about cum and sex and nudity, and it's, and then I'm like, you just have to sit through that. None for me.
I relate to this in that I don't want to talk to my mom about these things. In my kind of avoidance of sexual topics, have roped myself into even worse conversations.
Like what?
Like one day we're at a beach and somebody there was naked and it was not a nude beach, and I got really angry about that.
How old were you?
I was in college. She was like, you know, it's like normal. People get naked at the beach. Like, so what? And I was like, no, like people in society, people should have clothes on.
It's funny to listen to you be a Republican.
And she was like, well, like, that's not true. Like, obviously, like, people take off their clothes when they have sex with each other. That's part of society. And I was like, oh, Mom, no, stop it. And she was like, you don't take your clothes off when you have sex? And I was like, Mom, no, stop talking. And then she like got in her head that I didn't take my clothes off when I had sex. And she like took me by the arm and was like, Catherine, I'm serious. You take
have
your
to
clothes
get
off when you have
naked."
sex, right? And I was like, God, yes, Mom, but leave me alone.
I don't care if my child fucks 100 people in a month, as long as they aren't some fucked up weirdo who needs to leave their shirt on. I didn't have sex until college, and I remember one time in high school I was going over to Jared's house to watch a movie, and my mom, before I went over, my mom stopped me and was like, do you know the saying from the 50s, respect yourself in the morning? And I think I explicitly was like, Mom, I'm not gonna have sex with Jared. And she was like, awesome, great, that sounds good to me. Which does always, I'm not gonna have kids, but I always have been like, if I ever was going to, I would really pray for a loser. I think
much easier.
Yeah, I think it's less work.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about sex again until the summer before I was going to college, and we were in the car. She goes, okay, in college, you're probably gonna have sex, and you're probably gonna like it. It doesn't tend to be the kind of thing that people try once and say, not for me.
Oh, that's funny.
Have you ever been to Rockefeller Plaza at Christmas?
The first time I went there, it wasn't for the big lighting and it wasn't skating. I was just walking with a couple friends and my wife. All of a sudden it started to snow, like the first snow of the year.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God.
Magic.
It is New York City.
Yeah. There are times like that when you suddenly see something and you're like, oh, I really do live in this city.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're walking down 23rd and you look up and the buildings are like soaring up next to you and it's incredible, and then you look down and there's a man with his dick out and you're like, I really do live in New York City. There's a woman half-dressed walking out of a Panera Bread yelling at the employees, you know. Oh, my college roommate was in town, wanted to go see New York, and so I went with her to the plaza, and it was like the week before Christmas, and a guy proposed, and the like big circle opened up, a big circle opened up, and everybody clapped for the proposal.
Nice.
And it was this like big romantic thing.
Yeah.
And then a couple minutes later there was another proposal. And everybody sort of was like, well, this is a little weird, but like still happy.
Yeah.
And then about 10 minutes later there was a third proposal. And by the third, no one opened up a circle, no one clapped, no one cheered.
Okay,
it was just a man kneeling in a crowd saying, will you marry me?
To silence.
To silence.
And maybe he didn't know. They're like, why is nobody clapping for us?
Yes.
They're from somewhere else. They're like, wow, New Yorkers really are assholes.
Wait, did you propose to Chelsea?
I did, yes.
Had you been talking about getting married for a long time?
Yes.
Okay.
For a long time, I really wanted to, but she was like, why don't you tell me why getting married and namely having a wedding is important to you?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, I think there's something sacred about making promises to each other in front of the family and community we've chosen to support us.
Yeah.
And then she was like, all right, I'll do it. She was like, but I am picking out the ring.
Didn't put up much of a fight there. You're right, okay.
Well, I condensed a few years into one.
Yeah, okay. Downshifting. Woo! When the guy walking down the hill is going faster than us. Wait, did you propose to Chelsea?
I did, yes. We were in Maine. We went to Acadia National Park.
Oh, yes.
We just found this little like isolated place, and I had my hiking backpack. We were with our dog, and I had a champagne and 2 champagne flutes in my hiking bag, and like nothing else. So I was like, I hope we don't get into like a different scenario where I should have brought my like water purifiers and matches.
Sure. You wind up backcountry, lost, off grid, you fall down a ravine and you're like, but we do have champagne?
Will you be with me for the rest of my life, which is probably going to end in like 45 minutes if I don't find shelter?
Yeah, actually, the stakes on the marriage question are pretty low.
Yeah, we found this little isolated place, and
were you nervous at all?
I didn't think I was. And
that's why I trapped us in this ravine. She would have to keep me happy to get us out of here.
I had also carved the box for the ring.
Oh, great.
Out of our first Christmas tree that we bought together.
Oh.
Which we figured out.
You kept the trunk?
Yes.
Of the Christmas tree?
Yes.
You're psycho. Did you know that you wanted to carve something out of it? You must have.
Yes, I did.
This isn't like a keeping the bones thing.
No.
Okay, so you got married in Colombia. Chelsea is from Colombia.
Yes.
now here is a question that I can ask when I'm not making direct eye contact with you.
Oh God, okay.
How many people dropped out before Stuart and I were invited to your wedding? Because I got an invitation
So close.
to a wedding in Colombia in November at, I'm gonna say, on like September 20th. It was like, do you want to come to South America in less than 60 days?
Well,
and I
it
was,
is
and
insane.
of course, I was like, yeah, absolutely. I think every time somebody lets us go without having to stop at a red light, I'm like, God bless you. The line that you said in your vows of when the noise in my head turns off, what takes its place is I love you. I think of that probably once every 2 weeks.
Aw.
I love it so much. I thought it was
Thank you.
so beautiful. Yeah, it just like will stick with me forever. So
That's lovely. Thank you.
good job. Keep pedaling. We do need to keep pedaling just a little bit. Who would you least want to be on a tandem bike with?
Like someone we know?
Yeah. Name names.
Someone that was invited to the wedding.
Yeah. Specific family member who you have a difficult relationship with.
What relationship am I willing to destroy today?
Yeah. Say it into the camera. The amount of power that just came out of you.
Standing up.
Is that what you did?
I did. I stood up. Can you imagine if it was just pure hatred fueling the bike all
I
of a
was
sudden?
like, we're running from some secrets here.
I think I would not want to be on a bike with The Rock.
Why not?
Because he would think, oh, I'm so strong, this is going to be no problem, but he's too heavy.
Yeah. He could be in the front.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Then you probably wouldn't have to do anything. I mean, I feel like a tandem bike is the weight of a normal bike to The Rock.
Yeah, I guess with me on it. No, he could probably lift me up, I guess.
Imagine The Rock on a little, like a kid's mountain bike with training wheels.
I feel like his knees hit the handlebars.
Yeah.
You know what? I would hate to be like reunited with someone from my past. Or like anyone that was like mean to me in middle school.
You don't want to be on a tandem bike with one of your middle school bullies? What are you talking about?
That'd be a disaster scenario because you can't even look them in the eyes to be like, you really f***ed me up.
Yeah. You have to pedal with me here.
You know what I think is a bike-oriented opportunity for reconciliation is those, I've never been on them, only been annoyed by them, those beer bike trolleys.
Oh my God.
You know? Because then you're facing each other. You still have to do the work.
Imagine just you and your middle school bully alone on one of those
There's like
giant
8 open seats.
beer trolleys.
Our guidance counselor is steering. Not aiding the conversation, just physically steering the bike.
You're both just looking at your beers.
As it sloshes while we go over a speed bump.
You made me feel incredibly unhappy with the person I truly am inside. An IPA.
I am a sucker for IPAs. That's my douchiest quality, I think.
Oh, that's a good one.
The other day I ordered by specific hops that I wanted to taste.
Oh, no.
Like shoot me in the head, you know?
Name your other douchey qualities.
Another douchey quality that I like to think of as a strength, but I recognize how it plays out as douchey in person, is when people
Which is already the douchiest way to frame.
When people are shit talking, I get so uncomfortable that I completely shut down. Which like sounds like, oh yay, Kate's a person who doesn't shit talk, but really it just means that people are being vulnerable.
Yeah, come on. Why don't you support me being mean to this person who probably has pain that I will never understand that is causing them to behave however they are behaving? I would like to be a little piece of shit to them out loud to people who also don't know them very well. And you not supporting me is a personal failing on your part, and I will then talk to our other friends about that issue.
And the cycle continues.
Ah, wow.
What else?
That should be the pull line. Where are we going to kill this kid?
Oh.
What is this? Who is this kid? Do you think this is a New York kid who's really independent, or do you think this is a tourist who got lost? Do you think that this New York kid can hear us shit talking?
I think.
And are you uncomfortable?
I think when we do. That's the funniest thing is when we were headed towards her and it looked like we were gonna kind of collide and you were like, we're gonna kill this kid, and she tilted her head. My insides went, oh my god, she's gonna hear us. Oh, my feet are going too fast.
I know.
It kind of popped off the pedals a little bit.
It kind of popped off the pedals a little bit.
My feet are going so fast. You know that feeling when you're like a kid and you're like running down a hill and like gravity take you and your feet like move too fast for your body?
Yes.
That's how it feels when,
yes.
when the bike goes
Oh,
too
100%.
fast.
Have you ever done a spin class?
No.
I did a spin class in LA with a friend. I was staying with my friend who lives in Santa Monica, which is like this very wealthy, area on the west side.
Sorry.
No, you're good. And we went to a, 6 a.m. spin class or whatever. And it was very funny to be in there because they were like, you got this, Brentwood, whatever you're fighting against, you dig deep and you can overcome. And it's just the wealthiest, cleanest, most Botox women you've ever seen.
Yeah.
One husband who tried it once and liked it. But the pedals go too fast. You get to the point where you're like, I don't know how to.
Oh, they do? I assumed it was like moving like a cement brick.
Yes, you can. It can. The bike has every speed from constipated to diarrhea. And why, Chloe? Why is that the one that you picked?
Oh.
I thought that man was leading some bike tours, and I think he's not.
Oh, I thought he was blowing the whistle on when to stop crossing the crosswalk.
I think he just has a whistle.
Oh my god.
I think he just got a whistle.
If he was just somebody who was like kind of in his own world, blowing a whistle in the middle of the field, you're like, okay, he's in his own world.
Right.
But there he's positioned himself as a person of authority.
Right. And compellingly so.
Wait, I could have sworn he was wearing a uniform. Is it just a green shirt?
The pedals move. Oh, braking.
People are screeching to a halt because he's whistled. Super sturdy.
Boy.
Oh, I thought I was gonna be able to really help out this time.
The second lap, no, it's fine. Here, I got it. The second lap really does ya.
Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling it.
Okay. So people, woo!
Sorry.
Did you stand?
I did. Oh, jeez.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm downshifting. There we go.
All right, not so bad.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. People find biking embarrassing.
They do?
I paid you to say that. Well, no, nobody finds biking embarrassing.
I feel like sometimes people think bikers are annoying.
Oh, totally.
But I don't think of biking as being like embarrassing.
I mean, I'm perceiving myself as like fast and like a little superhero.
Yeah.
I'm imagining that people are watching me ride by on my bike being like, damn, that lady's so like sexy and powerful and independent and capable. And meanwhile, people are like, this fucking asshole who's cutting lanes and is riding the wrong way on a one-way street.
That's 100% what people are thinking. But I don't think anyone sees you and is like, that freaking nerd, that loser.
Sure.
I don't think anyone thinks that.
Like if I pass cars,
Yeah.
I'll sort of look in the driver's seats to see if any of them are like looking at me with, horny admiration. They never are.
And they're all just flipping you off.
Every once in a while when somebody's actually looking, they don't even seem impressed. Like, what the hell?
Well, what you gotta do is you gotta ride the tandem around alone. You might have people being like, hey, can I hop on the back of that
That would
thing?
be fun to have randos on a tandem. New segment for the pod. Say hi to your people.
Okay.
Wave hello
We're
to your client. What if you just float off the back of the tandem and go and join them? It separates. What do you want from us? Hell yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, we're trying. We're working hard. I don't know if you heard what I said. I go, what do you want from us?
It's what you said. Meanwhile, I'm like, how are you?
The two genders.
Oh, that's funny.
Hello, another tandem. This is
Yay!
good. Everyone else. Oh, another tandem in front of us. Oh
We're
my
not
God.
alone in our togetherness.
We've found our tribe. Oh, well, they don't know where they're going. On your left. Oh my God, another tandem. What the fuck?
What's happening?
This is.
We're hallucinating. We've biked too far.
Or is it like the bike has like its migration patterns in its DNA? You know,
like when a bird joins the flock on the way down to South America.
Right. Birds don't have to learn; they just know. This has been In Tandem with Chloe Radcliffe. Woo!
Nice. Woo! My bum.
Yeah, we burned a lot of calories. Gotta go have some sandwiches. Supplied to us for free by the man that your mom used to fuck.